Hello to you. Hello, Leandra. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. How are you, Miss Leandra? Welcome. Good night. How are you doing? So I say welcome to everyone who's here with us tonight. Welcome. We thank God for being alive. We have life. And, well, I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. It was a long day. Very busy day, in fact. But I'm doing good. Hello, Sharon. Welcome. Welcome. And to everyone who will be joining us tonight, who is joining us this evening, I say welcome. I had a good day, and it's not done yet. Melisha, welcome. Melisha Lizzie, welcome. Brother Silver, welcome. Yes, so the day is not done yet. We still have some hours to go before this day is done. So tonight, for those of you who are new here, my name is Jacqueline Poleon. I'm a coach, therapist, and I'm an author, what else? And many other things. Right? Anyways, I thank God for sparing us life and that we can be here to share together. So tonight we are going to see, hello, Silver, good evening, blessings. We are going to share a very interesting topic of attachment. Hi, my brother Jamal, welcome. I'm happy to see you. Very interesting topic. Moving from the pains of attachment and expectations. Moving from the pains of attachment and expectations. Invite a friend, invite a family member, invite somebody to come and join us to get some keys, to get some enlightenment. It's not that I have the enlightenment and you don't. I think you already know, but maybe sometimes we know the thing, but we don't really know how to behave with it and how to apply it. So let's see about that. So one question for you who are there, and I would like this to be, hi, Miss Mary Polius. Mary Polius, please join us, said Sharon. Okay. So, okay. So I was saying that, okay, I have a question for you, and I would like this thing to be interactive. We ask questions, we answer, etc. So here's a story. Imagine, listen well. Imagine you go out with somebody. When you arrive at the place, okay, the person, to make a long story short, I won't go really into the details, but the person decide to leave you there and go on their own. So y'all came together, both of you came together, listen well, both of you go out together to somewhere, just going out to have some fun. You go out together. And when you reach on your arrival to the place, okay, things are going nice, etc. And then all of a sudden, the person tell you they're going on their own, they're leaving you there, they said good night to you, go and do your business. So my question to you is, if something like that happened, how would you behave? What could be, or if you were to find yourself in such a situation, how would you behave? What would you do? What would you say? Huh? In your case, what would you say if this should happen to you, if you should go out with somebody? So help me out there. How would you behave? How should I behave if this happened to me? You go out with somebody, and the person decide to leave you there and go and do their business, and the person tell you, go and do your business. You know, how would you behave? How would you feel? How would you behave? There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer. There's no judgment. There's no critique. How would you behave? Waiting for your answers. Come on, come on. Help me out there. How should I behave? What should I do? Dear Charles. What should I do? Help me out. If this should happen, if this happened to you, how would you behave? What can you tell me? Is there anybody at home? Are we there? Are we having this conversation? How would you behave if you should go out with somebody and the person leave you behind, and the person say, go on your business, the person leave you there and you should go back home alone? Okay, you go out with your wife or your husband. I would just find my way home and decide not to go out with that person again. Okay. And Sharon said the same thing. I would find almost the same thing. Sharon said, I would find my way, my own way, but would never make the mistake to go out with said person again. Very interesting, very interesting. Yes. Yes. Any other answers? Thank you, Brother Silvan. Thank you, Sister Sharon, for answering. How would you behave? And imagine it was your husband. Now that, let's go a little further. Let's put a spice there. Let's put some spice. What if it was your husband or your wife who did this now? Or your companion or your fiancé? If it was your companion or your fiancé who did this to you, what would it be? The same thing? Would you find your way home and don't go out with this person anymore? Would it be the same thing? Thomas is Sharon Etienne said, in this case, what would it be? What would be the reaction? How would you feel? I would like you to speak to me, tell me about how would you feel? How would you feel? The action is, okay, I would not go out with this person again. That's the action. How would you feel? Apple James, welcome. Aaron. Okay. So how would you feel if you go out with your husband or your wife or your fiancé or your companion, and in the middle of everything they tell you, go on your business, they tell you good night, goodbye, they go and do their business, or wherever, good afternoon, go on your business, I will find my way home, go on your business, without any explanation. How would you feel? What could be the feelings? What could be the reaction, the actions? If it occurs with my spouse, we will have detailed discussion about what caused that kind of behavior. Okay, that's very silver there. Yes. Okay, good. I would feel very hurt and confused if my husband did that to me. Yes, very interesting, very interesting. Thank you for answering, for responding. Thank you. So, okay, good. In my case, that happened to me. Who is it? Stephen, welcome. Who else? Vernon Dollar. Welcome. Welcome, Vernon Dollar. So I went out with somebody. Well, it wasn't my husband. It wasn't my husband. I just pushed it. It wasn't my husband or my spouse or anything like that. So that happened to me. And my reaction was almost the same thing as you said. As Brother Silbert said in the first answer, I just took my car. The person said, "Good night," and the person left. So I just stopped my car and I said, "Good night, bye-bye." Oh, you know Vernon Dollar from school? Well, he's right here. So, yeah, so the person said good night. Well, I said good night and I closed my door and I go on my business. Now, my reaction could have been, I could have felt hurt. I could have get really angry, like somebody said to me. I could have really get angry and curse and, you know, Well, I decided to do otherwise. So I took my car, I put on my music, and it was a long way home, but I drove home alone, and it was okay. It was okay. It was okay. Why am I speaking about that? Because tonight we're speaking about attachment and expectations. John Kennedy said, "Don't ask what the country can do for you. Rather ask what you can do for your country." Now, speaking of attachment, we see two babies, we see twin babies are born. Sometimes and many times there are babies who are born, you know, they have like the CMS babies, they are attached one to each other by the head, by the stomach, by the legs, whatever. They are attached to each other. Now that's physical attachment. Many times in our relationships, we get emotionally attached to people. We get so emotionally attached, and we have so many expectations that it hurts. It hurts us because we are attached to this person. So if this person is hurting, this person is angry at a certain given time, we find ourselves being angry or questioning ourselves, especially in intimate relationships, and we ask ourselves, what did I do? What didn't I do? What I should have done that make that person, that this person is feeling so bad. What did I do? What should I do to prevent that person from feeling so bad, etc.? And we ask ourselves, when we behave like that, we start feeling bad ourselves. We start feeling hurt. And many times in our relationships, even with our children, when they behave in certain ways which we don't expect them to behave, because we're speaking about expectation, because we have a certain way that we expect people to behave, and when they don't behave this way, it causes us to feel frustrated, and it hurts a lot. It brings up a lot of emotions, a lot of emotions which is not comfortable. Okay, so in our lives, people can get along with each other very well, and sometimes what happens is that we place people where they shouldn't be in our lives. Many times we place people above us. It's either we are placing people above us, or we are placing people below us. So we give this person a place in our lives which they don't belong. You see, like, oh, he's so nice, you're doing everything for that person to make sure that that person is happy, not knowing that somebody's happiness don't depend on you. It's not your responsibility. You contribute to people's happiness, but you can't make somebody happy. Okay? Or we get so attached because we ourselves are going through issues, we are having issues. We get so attached to the person that We can say no when it's time to say no. We can say yes when it's time to say yes. So we're either placing the person somewhere up there, so which means that we are giving them more importance than ourselves, or we are placing them below us, which means that they're not important, they don't have the right to be here. And we find that a lot in racism, when we are being racist, okay? When we are being discriminative. So we get so emotionally attached that we begin to say things like, this person, we hear people say, this person is all my life. If I lose this person, I don't know what I will do. Don't we? I don't know what I will do if that person should leave, if that person should die, if that person. So we have high opinions of people, and because of our opinions of people, it brings about high expectations, and we will say that. So here's the thing. Many times attachment goes to the extreme, and because we have such high expectations, should this person falter, we get frustrated and we feel betrayed and angry and saddened by what he or she did. And all this is coming about because of the high expectations we have of people, because of the opinions that we have of them, and because of the attachment that we have with this person. So we get frustrated when people don't behave the way we expect them to behave. All this because of our expectations, our opinions of the other person. So then, instead of acting from love and understanding, we let our emotions take control, and what happens? We lash out. Because we think that such and such a person should be like that, this person should be like this, so we expect them to be with. But have we really taken the time to let this person be themselves? Do we know who this person really is, or are we just closing them in some kind of box, some kind of prison, some opinion that we have of them? So many of us falling apart. I see so many people falling apart, getting cancer, getting sick in their life, because their lives are falling apart, falling to pieces because of these type of behaviors, because of the expectations, because of the opinions, because of the attachment. We expect our children to behave in a certain way. We expect our family, our spouses, our friends, our colleagues, we have opinions of them, and we expect them to behave in certain ways. And one of the reasons why so many people are just, their lives are falling apart, it is really because of that. It is really because of the attachment and because of the expectations we have of people, of others. The expectation. I expect him to behave that way. He's my child. He should know that he should not behave that way. He should know that he should not behave that way. She's my wife. She should know that or if she behaves that way, it's because she don't love me. What does the fact that somebody being your child, what is it because somebody is your child or your spouse, does the fact that this person loves you, do you think that that's what that will change? That will change that person? Is it enough just to love somebody and thinking that that will change that person? That's a question we should ask ourselves. Because many people love you. People can love you, but that doesn't mean that that person will change. That person will not be themselves. That person will not commit, that person will not falter. That person is open, is on earth and learning just like us, and this person will falter. Now, if we have too much high expectations, it's like going to an exam and you know you didn't study, but you have so high expectation, and then you fail the exams, and then you're angry with everybody else. Okay? So we get hurt because we expect others to behave as we want them to behave. That's one of the main reasons why we get hurt. So that particular experience where I went out with this person and this person decided to leave me like like an old socks. Leave me there like an old socks and say, go on your business. I get to choose. Is it because maybe I don't appreciate the action, but if I go about condemning this person and saying, oh, wicked person, oh, you this and you that, you so foolish, or whatever the words that we use to describe people when they do something which may hurt us, we go against the person instead of dealing with the problem, dealing with what I feel inside, instead of getting into hating and all this. So we become selective. Then we move from being universal to being exclusive, which means that on earth there are all types of people. Here on earth there are all types of people, and all types of people means all behaviors. And I like to take Noah's Ark as an example, which means that you will find all types of personalities. You will find all types of behaviors. And people's behavior is not under our control. One can only control his behavior. We cannot control the behavior of somebody else. But when we expect so much, we expect the person to behave in certain ways. Well, what happens? Expectation comes with hurt, because we are being selective. Oh, I don't want to be with this kind of people. I don't want to talk to this kind of people. I don't want to. We are selecting instead of being flexible. That's how it does it. That's a French word. I don't know if that's the same thing in English. But anyway, being, coming from a place where you let people be the way how they choose to be, and you be the way that you choose to be. It's like what I wrote on Facebook yesterday. When you can change yourself, that's the thing you can work on. And you can let others do the changes. Let others be themselves. No matter in the marriage, your children. Now, it doesn't mean that you will accept everything. It's not that. But we will see about that. So, doing this, being selective, is like trying to dictate the behavior of others. We think to ourselves, this is how he should be, and she shouldn't be this way. Now, being universal doesn't mean that you lost all sense of discernment. It is not that. It is not that. Discernment is needed when performing actions. For example, I can choose how to behave pertaining to a certain experience. Depending on the experience that I'm going through, I can choose the action that I will take. You don't need to be discriminating when it comes to people. Really, we really don't need to be discriminating and call out people name, insult people, give them names which are not, because we are not happy with their behaviors. People's behaviors are not our responsibility. It is something out of our control. It is not under our control. We cannot choose how people behave. We can decide now, if this behavior is affecting me, I can decide to choose not to let you hurt me. But it doesn't mean that I have to hate you for that, or I have to to ill-treat you for that. This way and that way. That's what we think. People should be this way on or that way. Wait, let me just get this thing, sorry. So, to perform, take action, to perform, we need to be selective. We are going to be selective. Eating, dressing, etc. Hi, Shanil, welcome. Eating, dressing, etc. All this, we need to be selective. We are going to be selective. But to be inclusive, you don't need to be discriminating, which means that accepting people the way they are, letting people be who they want to be, we don't need to be discriminating for that. Being attached or too attached causes pains and sufferings. You attach to this person so much that you think that you can't breathe without that person. And if this person should do something, should falter, well, you feel like your world is tumbling down because you're so attached. The less attached we are, the less we are going. It doesn't mean that we won't go through some hurtful experiences, but we will hurt less. The pain will be less intense when we're not so attached to people. It doesn't mean that you don't love people. It is not that. But the way we get emotionally attached to people can really cause us pains. Okay? So if I'm saying these are the type of people I love, what I'm actually saying is I can't stand the rest. And we are here to love each other, to support each other. It doesn't mean that everybody will be the way that will please you. Yes, but we are here for that, and we don't need to be discriminating when it comes to people. Inevitably, when we say we cannot stand people, it is preparing us for pain, for it is a way of categorizing people. Hi, Ella Prosper, welcome. So we put people in different categories. This one is poor, this one is rich, this one is this one is that. So I will choose this one, I will not choose that one, and And many times, every day, life puts on our pathways different people who come from different backgrounds. And because we're being so selective, sometimes what happens is that we pass some, how will I put it? The blessings that we should get at this moment will pass us by. We won't even see it. The beautiful experience maybe we could have had with somebody, we won't even see it. Because we look down on people. We look down on people. So when we look down on people, we are really saying, this is not for me, this is not for me, that is not for me. While life is an experience, we are experiencing life. Hello, Anne-Marie Florenville, Miss Anne-Marie Florenville, welcome. So when we do that, we unconsciously close the door to being wholesome. It's a way of saying, indirectly, you're not good enough. So many times our behaviors, the way we behave, it could be in church, it could be in the home, it could be at school, it could be wherever. Our behavior, even when we don't say anything to people, but our actions, the way we behave with people, we keep sending that message, you're not good enough. We keep telling people, it's unconsciously saying to people, you're not good enough. Because we expect people to be this way and that way. So we don't tolerate people who are different from us. We don't tolerate people differences. We insult, we criticize, etc. And I always say, but if we could just, accept the person, and if life put this person on your pathway, it is for a reason. And if you be nice to the person, and this person has some ways that they would like to change, maybe you're the one who can assist this person in bringing about the change in his life. But imagine if you reject this person. Oh, you're my child. You wasn't supposed to be like that. I don't want to see you in the family. I don't want to hear you. And well, the occasion to help this person get through maybe this difficult situation, it will pass you by. And maybe you would want to assist this person. But because of our behaviors, sometimes we pass the opportunity to help someone, and this person continue getting worse, or they go away from us, and we create conflict. We get into conflicts because of that, with our children, with our church members. We get into conflict because of expectations, of attachment, and opinions that we have of people. You see, it's easy to love. It's easy to love people. It's easy to love people. Now, you may not realize that you have a distaste for someone unless this person is being around you. Because when blessed evening, Tia. So when somebody is far, and I have experienced this, I say to myself, I wouldn't be able to deal with you. A good thing you're not living close to me. A good thing you're not living close to me, because I know if you was living close to me, we would have find ourselves in problems every day. I don't want this kind of people around me. I used to talk like that. I used to be like that, not realizing that we are all God's creatures. Because when that person live close to you, we have something in Creole saying, c'est pour dormir en poulailler pour ça aussi pour caronfler. It means that when, in this case, in this context, when the person is far from you, you can love this person and how are you and stuff. But if this person should come and spend a few days vacation at your home, then you will know if you love this person. It's there. You will see if you love this person. That hasn't happened to y'all. Right. So, looking around us, we can see how much misery, pain, and suffering. How much misery, pain, and suffering is caused by expectations. We feel because we believe that our lives are not where it should be. In fact, what is really causing that is because we always look at our lives and we say, I really expected that at 30 years I would have had my home. I expected that this of myself. I expected that my father would have done this. I expected that my mother would have done this. I expected that from my family, but my family wasn't there, so I'm unhappy. I'm not happy. It's only when these people will behave themselves, I'll be happy. It's only when this happens, I'll be happy. It's only when I have that, I'll be happy. So we postpone. We postpone our happiness again and again and again, not appreciating, not being able to access, not be able to appreciate the present moment. Whereas in the present moment, there are things that we could, we could hold on to. There are good things in the present moment. There are pleasant things in the present moment. Maybe you're having a tough time now. But if you choose to appreciate the present moment, instead of waiting and postponing your happiness, instead of, saying, when this will happen, I will be happy, is when that will happen. Well, it is really the other way around. It is when you're happy, this will happen. That's it. When you start appreciating life now, when you start appreciating yourself now, today, where you are, in your current situation, that's where what you want will start coming in your life. That's when you will start getting what you want in your life. I'm stepping back a little. I feel that I'm too close to the camera. And so we forget to live in the present moment and enjoy or learn whatever we have to. Experiences come to teach us. Experiences come to help us evolve. But the sense, like I said last Wednesday, the way we approach the experience will make the difference in our lives. The meaning we give to our experiences make the differences in our lives. So here is the thing. It has happened to me, creating an ideal image of who or what people should be, and when it is not happening, we get frustrated. So I had that ideal image of who my children, how my children should behave, what they should do, how I will raise them. And when it wasn't happening, I was really getting frustrated, and I was saying I was a bad mother because I had all these expectations, and I would say, oh, my children will not do this, my children will not do that, my children will not behave like that. I will see to it that they don't behave like that. I had an ideal image of how they should behave, an ideal image of who they should be. And we have this ideal image of who our spouse should be, of who, people should be, of how they should behave. And when they're not doing it, oh la 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 la, tongue goes down. Tongue we go. Because people have their own opinions of life. People have their own perceptions of life. And it is not our perception. Each person is different. Each person has their own perception of life. And we cannot dictate somebody's behavior. We cannot control how people choose to behave. It is a source of conflict. It is really a source of conflict. We see it all the time in family. One person chooses to dictate the rest. Hello, Terrence. One person chooses to dictate the behavior of the rest, and everybody is frustrated. No one is being themselves. No one is being genuine, because everybody wants to make it right to please that person. Or the husband or the wife which comes in your life, or the spouse, or I don't know, or the fiancé, whoever, your companion, who comes in your life and who wants to change everything about you. It doesn't work like that. Frustration, conflict, problems will arise. And you say, oh, it's because you're behaving like that. That's why we have these problems. It's because you're behaving like that. That's why I'm not happy. It's because you this, it's because you that. But have we taken the time to really appreciate this person in their genuinity, instead of trying to make them walk the way that we want them to walk, and talk the way that we want them to talk, and do what we want them to do? And if somebody should come and try and change you, how would you feel? So the ideal image that we have of somebody gets us frustrated. Our frustrations, for the most part of it, doesn't come from the other person. It comes from that ideal image I made up for them in my head. I hope you get this. Our frustrations, for the most part of it, doesn't come from the other person. It comes from that ideal image I made up for them in my head, in my imagination. How I imagine this person to be, how I imagine this person should be. And because this person is not being that way, you get it, yes. The ideal image that I have of this person is That's what's causing the frustration, because this person is outside of me, which means that this person is not in me. I'm the only one inside there with the breath of life. I'm the only one inside this body. And I get to choose how I behave when somebody is having maybe what I find is a strange behavior towards me. I get to choose how I deal with it. Now, if I have that ideal image of who that person should be, I will never be happy with that person. I will never learn to appreciate who that person really is. I won't even be able, because there is not space. There is not space to appreciate this person in their genuinity. Because I have in my head how this person, I have that image. I have conceived a perfect image of who he should be. But he's not me, and I'm not him. She's not me. My child is not me. I'm not my child. My spouse is not me. And I'm not him. We are different in many ways. We come together in, how do you say that? Like, I am not getting the word. The words are just, my English words are just running tonight. Oh my God. Yes, we come together because we agreed on something. We agreed on certain things, and we say, okay, maybe we can, go through life, do something together. But it doesn't mean that that person will be just the way you want them to be. That's where we get it wrong. It doesn't mean that if this person decides to do certain things to please you, to make some to compromise a bit, to please you. But if somebody go way out of their way just to please you, this person will surely be unhappy, and you will be unhappy too. So if I'm emotionally attached to, I am emotionally attached to my ideal of that person done to the person. So you see, you are emotionally attached to that ideal image that you have of this person, instead of just, having this normal attachment to this person, which means that I'm attached to you, but if you want to be this way, it's up to you. Now, I choose if the way you being is, if it's hurting me, I can choose to leave. Nevertheless, it doesn't mean that I hate you, or I will discriminate you, or I will run you down, or all these things. Because, you see, look, there is something which has been going on. We get so attached and think that people belongs to us and should go our ways. That's how husbands kill wives, and that's how wives get to kill husbands. You see? You see right where it could lead to. So these behaviors leaves little space for progress. Because can you really dictate someone's thoughts? Can we really dictate somebody's thoughts or behaviors? Ask yourself the question. If someone obliges you, if someone tell you are obliged to behave the way you expect them to, will this make you feel happy? Does this person belong to you? There's a question. We think that people belongs to us. So we say, my child, my husband, my wife, my this, my that. Can somebody really belongs to somebody else? That's the question. So, because when we start saying it's mine, you belong to me. Well, these are words that we used to say, we use to tell somebody, maybe that's a love language. But if really deep within you want to like you want to have this person like a possession, like this person belongs to you really, and that you want to make them, like a marionette. You want you want to make them behave the way you want to, pull in their strings and, you know, making them dance the way you want. There will be conflict. There will be problems. There will be suffering. Because no one belongs to us. Your child came through you. The child that you call yours belongs to life before this child belongs to you. This child belongs to life before this child belongs to you. This child came into your life, you accepted this child, but this child is not you. This child have their own ways of seeing life. They have their own ways of thinking. You're there to, you know, help that child through it. But we tend more to dictate instead of educate or instruct or accept. The better word I like. Either accept the person in the university. How do you call that? in the wholeness. Accept this person as they are. So we create another question. Do you have the key to this person's life? Do we have the key to somebody's life? Does somebody have the key to our lives? Is there a human being who has the key to somebody's life? We create prisons and barriers not only for others but for ourselves with such behaviors. People are not existing to live up to our expectations. Sorry to say it like this, but that's how it is. People will not always live to our expectations. Your son will not always go out with the woman that you expect him to go out with. Your daughter will not go out will not marry the man that maybe you want her to marry. She will maybe not have that life that you are projecting for her. She will maybe not have that behavior that you expect from her. Leaving open space so that the other one can be themselves. People will do their best to please you, but there's a limit to that. One will always behave accordingly to who he believes to be, and most time it may not be what you expect. It may not be what you expect. We get into conflict, we fall sick, and we forget to live our own lives by creating discrimination instead of universality. We forget to do that. We create discrimination with people instead of creating universality, which means that accepting differences, accepting people where they are, meeting them where they are. Isn't that what God does with us? Meeting us where we are. We feel miserable because we say, he's my child, that's how he should be, that's what she should do. She's my spouse, she should be so, she should be this way and that way. That's a member of the family, they should know better. That's what we say. What does it have to do with their behavior? What does the fact that the child is your child have to do with their behavior? He's an entity. He's he's not you. She's not you. Nobody belongs to us. Nobody. Even your table don't belong to you, because the day it decides to break, it will break. Your car, you bought it, you have it. When it decides to break down, it breaks down. And maybe you just buy the car and it is breaking down. And you have to go and find another one. So, crimes and all sorts of miseries are conceived out of the beliefs that people belongs to us. And so we can do whatever we please with them. This person is mine, so I can do what I want with her. That person, I can do what I want with him. I can do what I want with her. Even, as I said, the table don't belong to you. You buy it, yes, but you know it will only last so long. Even your cat that you love so much can run away when it wants to. We don't own things. We don't own people. It's all is like borrowed in our lives, and that is why it is important that we appreciate the present moment. Appreciate what we have today. Appreciate our lives today. Instead of getting so attached to things, getting so attached to people that it hurts. Everything and everyone comes in our lives for a reason and for a season. It will only last that long. Everything and everyone comes in our lives for a reason and for a season. So it will only last that long. The quality of our relationships, the quality of the relationships we have with ourselves will determine the quality of relationship we have with the world, with our environment. Your individuality or your universality is the only thing within your control. You can only change yourself and accept others as they are. You cannot decide if somebody will change or not. You can only decide you will change. You can only decide to bring changes in your life, but we cannot decide to change. We cannot say we will change, I will change him. The best thing is to work on establishing yourself first before trying to do this or that. That's what we do. What happened is that we put we put the cows, we put the chariot before. We put the chariots before the cows, and we expect the chariot to pull the cow. No, it's the cow that pulls the chariot. It's the other way around. If your car are missing tires, if you are repairing your tires under your car, you will not just take the car with the old tires and drive with it. You know you will have an accident. You have to fix whatever problem your car has before you take your car and drive away. It's the same way. Whatever is not going right for you, you know, you have to work on it. Establish yourself first. Get to know who you are. Get to have a good relationship with yourself, an excellent relationship with yourself. Get to appreciate, learning how to appreciate people, accepting people, being tolerant, because everybody will not be the way you expect them to be. Put down this expectation as much as possible. Observe people, observe them. Being observing of others, we will learn a lot from observing. Being less judgmental, even with ourselves, being less criticizing, because maybe we think we are better than people. Being criticizing, looking down on people, placing them, giving them a position in our lives that's, way above, or putting them, way below. We have to find a balance in our lives. Everybody is equal to me, not above me and not below me. Nanu, welcome. Barbara, welcome. So no one is above me and no one is below me. Everyone is equal to me. They have the right to enjoy life as much as me. I cannot control anybody. I can only control myself. Hello. I can only control myself. I cannot change anybody. I can only change myself. With our own selves, we have enough on our two hands to handle. Just with ourselves, we have so much to handle. We have so much to learn, so much to do, so much. Let's enjoy the life. Let's not be too rigid. Being too rigid. But let's leave space for change in our lives. Let's leave space to welcome, to let others feel welcome in our lives. Taking life too serious is not the best way. Because we establish these rules. And if the rules are not obeyed, we feel frustrated. We get vexed. We hate. No. We don't, when it comes to people, being discriminating doesn't help us. Let people be who they are. I allow myself to be who I am. Allow ourselves to be genuine, to be who we are. You cannot please everybody, and everybody will not be there to please you. But you have to let people be who they are, whether it's your husband, your child, whoever, your friends, I know. Let them be. Yes. Thank you. Rose Michelle, welcome. So that's the best thing, as I said, to conclude, to finish. Establish yourself first. Establish yourself first. Work on yourself first. So to bring about the changes in your own life. And then you will see, okay, what I want to do next. But we tend to run and try and do this, and try and do that, and try and be this, try and be the wife, try and be the husband. I want to get married. Quick. I want to get married. Quick. I want to do this. I want to get that. But we are not established. We don't even know where we stand. We don't know who we are. Maybe we don't even know how to love ourselves yet. But we want to do this and get that. Oh, life is passing by too quickly. I have to do this. I have to do that. But then I'm not even established. I haven't established myself. I haven't set, the pillars. I haven't, the foundation. We can only change ourselves and let people. If the person wants to be angry, let them deal with their anger. Why should I get angry with the person? The person is angry. Do I have to get angry? Let the person deal with their emotions. Getting so attached that when somebody does something, we feel down, we feel hurt, we get depressed. Yes, there are some experiences which are really, can be. But if I'm not so attached to this person, putting that person like on a golden plate so much that I believe that he or she, that's my world, and if that person is not there, I will not breathe. I can't live. Oh God, I can't make it because this person leaves me, this person left me, this person did this, and that one do that. And my child is being that. Oh, I didn't want my child to be gay. I'm feeling so sick. I can't accept it. I hate. Where are we going? Where are we heading to? Can we control that? No, we can't. And that is why it is hurting us. Because we can't. And we have that ideal image I spoke about that person, who this person should be. And so, when this person are behaving in such a way that we think that they shouldn't behave, we get frustrated. Remember that everyone on this earth is on a mission. And everyone, is going step by step, is going through what they have to go through. Oh, really? I don't know. I put it on, I don't know. Oops. So when we, as I said, everyone is on their pathway. Everyone is on their pathway to life. And people will go through their own experiences. Everyone will have their own experiences. And it is not under our control, the experiences that people are having. People make choices, and I don't have to let people's choices affect me. I have to know what I want. What is it that I need? What are the desires? Right, that's true. So what are the desires? Is knowing, establishing is that. What are the desires of my heart? What is it that I want to establish now? What is it that I would love to, how would I would love to conduct myself? How can I, deal with my emotions? How can I detach, get less attached to people in that way, in a way that when they do stuff, I don't get all frustrated? How can I do that? Questioning yourself about the essential things of life. Working on yourself. That is where your power is. When you establish yourself, you will just let people be. You will laugh, you will, it will become a fun thing because you will live the present moment. Today is Wednesday. Today is not Thursday and today is not Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, so I'm living Wednesday fully. I go out, I meet people, or I'm in the home, I do this, I do that. I'm living Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, so I'm living Wednesday. I'm not yet on Thursday and Tuesday has gone by. So this is what I'm living with you today. Knowing that the less we attach emotionally to people, the happier we will be. The more we let people be their own genuine selves, the happier we will be. The more we allow ourselves to be who we really are, instead of trying to be somebody else, instead of trying to prove whatever, the happier we will be. The only person you can change is you. And let others change themselves. Okay. So I thank you. Thank you. I thank you for your time. I thank you for being here. And I thank God for I like that God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Yes, and the song says it too, and we always sing it. Grant me the serenity to change the things that I cannot change. And the word serenity here is very, very important. Serenity. Just because somebody is acting up doesn't mean that I have to do the same. Not at all. No. Choose to keep your peace. And when I mean keep your peace, I don't mean you watching the person do what they're doing and you inside of you, and no, you're peaceful. You allow them to be what they want to be. And if the best thing you can do, if you're a praying person, pray for them. If you're not somebody who praying, I don't know, send some good vibrations to that person. That's the best you can do. Okay? Thank you, everybody. I was happy to see each one of you tonight, and I hope that you got something out of this to work on your, I love the last word that Brother Silburn put there, serenity. That's really nice. That's what it creates when you learn to, when you're not so attached to others, whether it's your children or your spouse or whatever. You love them, but you allow them to be themselves. You allow them to live their lives the way that they are perceiving it in their head, the way they imagine it, instead of the way I imagine it for them. I'm imagining it for them. And you will see, really, if I should take my experience, it really, really, really brings about serenity, and it really helps you it really helps you deal with different experiences which may be really challenging in another way, coming from another place of peace, because that's what we want. We want to be at peace. We want to feel at peace, you know. We don't want to feel all that frustration and stuff. So the best thing is, let people be themselves. Let people work on their changes, no matter how long it takes. Ça pas ça fait moi, ça c'est ça fait bon Dieu, ça c'est ça fait la vie. Me, I'm working on myself. I cannot take the person cross and carry it. I carry mine first, and when I get strength, if they call on to help them carry it, then you can hold their arm and help them carry it. But you cannot have your own to carry. Now, I'm not saying that people are carrying crosses, It's just a metaphor. It means that we have to deal with our issues before we try and deal with people's issues. See? Just that. We have enough on hands with ourselves. Our 2 hands are filled with ourselves already. Why should you try and help somebody who is drowning when you cannot even swim? Okay, so it was nice having you. Thank you again. Thank you so much, everybody, everyone who came by. Leandra Louisi, thank you so much. Leandra Louisi, Sharon, Etienne, thank you. Melisha Louisi, Silburn, thank you so much. Sharon, Silburn, who else? Melisha. What is this thing doing to me now? it is going around in circles. Jamal, my dear brother Jamal was here tonight, and my sister also. Thank you so much. Yes. Sister Sharon, Sister Silver, Brother Silver. Thank you. I'm just trying and get it, you know. It's running around. Apple James, thank you. Who else? Apple James. Okay. Stephen, thank you. I'm not well seeing this stuff. Vanandola, thank you. Sharon, again. Chanel, thank you for coming by. Thank you. Stephen, thank you. Stephen, the thing is, okay, what is it now? Stephen, thank you. Vanandola, Chanel Rizzi, Ella Prosper, Anne-Marie Florenville, Tia Charles, Terence Rene, thank you. Rose Michelle, thank you. Nanu, comment vas-tu, Nanu? Thank you for coming. Going down. So thank you so much, Sister Lucine. Good night, and thanks a million for your time. See you the next time, and remember, you can always reach out to us. If Sister Sharon has the numbers, or Sister Lucine, they can put it down because I don't have it on hand now. Okay, so if you have the numbers, that you can reach out to us if you need assistance with dealing with certain issues, you can reach out to us. It will be a pleasure to assist you. Okay, so Sister Lucine or Sister Sharon, or thank you, right, Brother Silburn has put down a number. Okay, and my number is that's I think Brother Silburn, the number Brother Silburn put down is if you're in America, and if you're in the Caribbean, it's +596 696 49 24 19. Thanks a lot, and thank God for this opportunity that we have and we can share together. And thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye. Yes, thank you, Brother Silver. Nice, good. Great. Bye-bye.